For the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to the Splash Live.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Splash Live. Dave Scott out here I'm in Charlevoix, Michigan, in northern Michigan. I've been running around the state the last 24 hours, doing some business and also checking on our air quality around the state. We'll have an air quality update. Things are definitely improving after what has been a rough couple of days for us. Thank you very much for watching the Splash this morning. Splash is part of 90 minutes of live television here on Civic Center TV. Kicks off with the Splash, and then Tyler will be in the studio and he'll be bringing you the MegaCast beginning at 10 o'clock today. 90 minutes of live television each and every day. Very easy to watch all of our programming. See, if I move over this way, I'm in the shot, move over that way. There we go. Okay, Jared, I'll do that. I'll do a better job of staying on camera. So this is part of our Splash 90 minutes of live programming. Easy to watch each and every day on Civic Center TV, channel 15. If you are a Comcast viewer, channel 99. If you view on AT&T. We always recommend you go to our website, civiccentertv.com. Great place to go to be able to get all of the updated information. Our new program schedule's there. We'll touch on that a little bit today. And archives of all of our shows. The big graduation for West Bloomfield schools. West Bloomfield High School will be on there, along with all of our outlets this weekend. So that's one more place you can watch. We also invite you to watch these shows live on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page as well. And then, of course, we are live on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM. And for some of our program, when Tyler gets here, we'll be on the Biff on 88.1 FM. So thank you for tuning into all of our outlets. And thank you very much for joining us on this TGIF Friday. Dave Scott up in northern Michigan, but the whole story is really right back at home. Let's take a look and start with our weather. And the weather really pretty good for the weekend in our area. We are going to have a great day today. Sunny today, 73 up to 73 or 78? Get sunglasses up. 78 degrees, 85 tomorrow will be absolutely perfect for the food truck rally going on at Orchard Mall with mostly sunny skies throughout the day. Some clouds popping in. Then you can see as we get into Sunday, a little bit of rain hitting our area, much needed rain. So that's really good news. As for the air quality, you can see behind me, crystal blue skies here in Charlevoix, Michigan. At home, still some of that haze hanging around. We do have an air quality alert for the southern part of the state of Michigan, still affecting us. So if you are elderly, if you have health issues, if you have breathing issues, if you have asthma, any of those things, still another good day to stay inside. But it is improving. The winds are not bringing as much of that smoke in from the Canadian fires that are still a problem up to the north of us. And things are getting a little bit better. The only good part of this whole thing, I don't know if you've been watching the sunsets, but the sunsets have been absolutely spectacular. I took a bunch of pictures last night, and I'll show them to you on Monday. But I have never seen the sun look as bright orange as it has during our sunsets on these hazy, smoky days. So it actually makes for some great photography. And last night, I wasn't sure whether I was looking at the sun or looking at the moon. It was really quite spectacular. So we have some really busy days coming up here in West Bloomfield. And of course, the highlight of all that this weekend are going to be a couple of things. A food truck rally, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then, of course, our West Bloomfield High School graduation ceremony that happens Sunday, 10 o'clock at Pine Knob. We'll have it live here on Civic Center TV. We invite you to watch if you can't be out there. But what a great experience if you've got a graduating senior in your family to get out to Pine Knob, place we go for concerts, is going to be the place this year. We get a chance to celebrate our graduating seniors. Speaking of West Bloomfield Schools, coming up a little bit later on the program today, we're going to check in with the music department from West Bloomfield Schools. Earlier in the week, I had a chance to talk to the director, Sheryl Hauk. She's going to be with us again. We're going to replay that interview because what they have been doing over the past year here in West Bloomfield is absolutely spectacular. They played at the Honors Convocation, which is on Civic Center TV as well. It was just the other night, and they'll be playing again at the graduation. But they've been to Carnegie Hall. They've been to Pistons games. They're going to Hawaii next year. They're one of the most celebrated choirs in the nation. We have them right here in West Bloomfield. Speaking of other big celebrations here in West Bloomfield, we've got another annual event coming up. It's Juneteenth. Oh, it's easy to say that time. Juneteenth in West Bloomfield. Our 2023 edition is coming up. It's a free, fun family event. Everybody is welcome to celebrate our community's diversity and strength and honor the day that the final enslaved people were emancipated in June of 1865. Juneteenth in the West Bloomfield area celebrates the countless contributions of African Americans to our nation and to our community. The event is June 17th, 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the afternoon at West Bloomfield High School, and we invite you to attend. Yesterday, we learned about a really interesting program for Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and Orchard Lake. The Western Oakland Transportation Authority is a door-to-door, on-demand response transportation service for resident seniors aged 55 and older and disabled adults above the age of 18. Now, this service was limited to Highland Township, Walled Lake, Waterford, and White Lake, but good news, June 1st, they expanded the coverage area so it includes Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake. And we talked to the folks there yesterday at WOTA, and they say hopefully West Bloomfield will be included in that list as they continue to expand the coverage for WOTA, that again, the Western Oakland Transportation Authority. If you live in Sylvan, Orchard, or Keego and you need to take advantage of their services, you can go to their website or just get on the web and Google WOTA. The website address, if you want to jot this down, is ridewota.org, ridewota.org. So one of the busiest guys in our neighborhood, you could say he's busy as a bee, is none other than Brian Peterson Brost. We had him on the show earlier in the week. He's with Bees in the D, and I really like what he did on Facebook today. He filed a report of what he is up to, and I thought we'd watch it. There certainly is a West Bloomfield connection, but let's see what's going on with the guy who's busy as a bee, the guys from Bees in the D.
Hey guys, it's Brian with Bees in the D, and wow, was it a day. I had my last full day with my elementary kiddos. That was awesome. And then I got a swarm call up in Macomb, met a wonderful family up there, caught the swarm, was gonna bring it right to Oakland University, but I didn't quite have enough time, so they had to stay in the back of the truck. And so I went to West Bloomfield to do my library presentation about pollinators in a pollinator's garden. And then after the presentation, went back to OU, put the swarm into their new home, and then checked the hives that were there. They all look great. And then I went to Stellantis headquarters, checked those two hives. They look amazing, gave them a little more room. And now I'm here at Borg Warner at their headquarters, where we have 4 hives, as you can see. Brand new hives this year, but boy, they're building quickly. Already putting a medium or a honey super on them. So what a day. I think I need some sleep. This is Brian with Bees in the D up here in Oakland County, visiting many of our locations.
All right, Brian, thanks for that great on-the-spot report on Facebook. That was really cool. Emergency swarm response only reported right here on Civic Center TV. The guys at Bees in the D doing a great job helping the bees when they need it and helping all of us learn how important bees are to our community. We always want to thank our West Bloomfield police officers doing a great job. They are always spreading smiles and building trust. You see another great picture here of that going on. And here is Officer Kassab with a bunch of kids, little ones, at the St. Thomas Montessori yesterday, all having a lot of fun. I don't know how you remember those days when you were a kid and you met a fireman or you met a police officer. It was just the coolest thing ever. And it becomes even more cool when we have somebody like Officer Kassab. By the way, quick shout out to the Charlevoix Police Department where I am right now. I locked my keys in my car last night and they were right there and rescued little old Dave Scott. So we could actually be around to do this show for you today. So a big nod this morning to All Seasons West Bloomfield, recently recognized by U.S. News and World Report for being rated the best independent living community. They celebrated with residents and just had a great time. Of course, with this big, incredible award. They had a big champagne toast put on by their executive director and their management team. And kudos to everybody at All Seasons West Bloomfield for having that great success. And, you know, when you think about the wide variety of facilities and senior facilities and assisted living facilities we have right here in the Greater West Bloomfield area, they all do a magnificent job and they all deserve a lot of credit. Talk about people that deserve a lot of credit. One of our most noteworthy people in our community, in fact, she actually has a school named after her, Kathy Chico, was recognized even further yesterday. So you can see in the picture that we'll have here for you in a moment. There we go. A tree was planted yesterday to recognize this West Bloomfield School District legend and interim principal, Mrs. Kathy Chico at Chico Elementary School. The announcement on Facebook says, your legacy of excellence, service, and commitment have been the root of this community for several years. So that's all recognized with the addition of a tree. Congratulations to Kathy. Thank you for all the fine work you've done over your career, and that recognition certainly well deserved. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute talking about things going on in the schools that are incredibly great. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the West Bloomfield Schools local music program when the Splash Live continues.
Watch Civic Center TV with our brand new live captions. To turn on live captions, go to civiccentertv.com and click Watch Live. In your web browser, click on the Options tab in the top right and find the Accessibilities tab. Then just switch on live captions to heighten your enjoyment of our local programming. Thank you so much for watching Civic Center TV. Like what you see? Beautiful works of art, masterworks of metal, and accomplishments of artistry will be on display near you. All kinds of artists from all walks of life come together to celebrate their skill and appreciate their work's beauty. Hot Works presents the 2023 Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show. Stop by July 29th and 30th between 2 and 10 p.m. between Powers and Daly off of Orchard Lake Road. And now, back to the Splash, live. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Good morning and welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here on Civic Center TV and all of our outlets, on the radio, on cable, on YouTube and everything here. Good to be with you this morning. You know, when you travel through the circles you travel through, and for me that's around education, a lot of our community leaders, and in business circles. As you do, you run into people that it's just so conspicuous that they're not at their job picking up a paycheck. They're at their job because they love it. They're enthusiastic about it. You see that they go the extra mile with everything they touch. And I hope she's not going to blush here because our next guest, Sheryl Hauk, is certainly one of those people. She is a fine arts coordinator, the choral director at West Bloomfield High School. Sheryl, good morning and welcome to the Splash Live.
Hi, Dave. Nice to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here. And what a year. It seems like every day I turn the page on all of my information sources, and there you are. You're in New York. You're at the Pistons. You're at the West Bloomfield, high school football game, on and on and on. It has been a big year for you and the people that have a great voice in West Bloomfield schools.
Yeah. So after COVID, we couldn't do anything for so long. All of a sudden, this year has been like our post-COVID year. So we've been to every university singing. We've sung at the Pistons game at Greenfield Village. We got to go to Carnegie Hall and sing with Eric Whitacre, who is a very famous composer. We had one of our composers, Christian Colo, come back from LA. He's written for a lot of big movies. He came and did a workshop for us. We've had a big spring concert with 100 kids dancing and singing for 2.5 hours. We've been to CMU, to Gold Company with the famous Greg Jasper. I could go on and on. We have kids in honors choir this year. We have kids who went to state solo ensemble and got great scores. Every choir got the highest rating at the choral festivals this year. So we've been really busy.
You have been, and that just doesn't happen in every school district in Michigan. This is a very unique and special situation, and that's why I want to spend some time with you today, because it is unique. It is amazing what you're doing, and certainly you're not going to show up in the headlines as much as the football team or the basketball team. But, you have made your own headlines. And let's just start with the trip to Carnegie Hall. There is no greater place to perform. You have gone to the mountaintop. You've ruined these kids' lives. How did they follow up with that? Talk about your trip to Carnegie Hall.
We have a trip next year to Hawaii to sing at Pearl Harbor on the Missouri, so that might be something. But so Eric Whitacre, who is one of the most up and coming, not even up and coming, famous composers right now for choral music, invited us to come and sing with him at Carnegie Hall, a holiday concert, and we sang the first act. It was magnificent, but what was even more wonderful was the kids got to sing at Rockefeller Center too. They were the first group ever to be invited in the holiday season to sing at the Rockefeller.
So how did these invitations, how did they come to you? I mean, because again, this is not something that every school in Michigan or any school in the country necessarily is getting these invitations. Can you explain that?
Well, I mean, it is what the kids have done over a legacy of many, many years. It's not that this year was the greatest year we ever had. We have been to Carnegie Hall before, and they want students, one, who can sing, we know that, but we also want students that represent their communities positively and listen to the composers and do what the conductors want them to do. And we have a reputation. Our kids are great at West Bloomfield. They go out into the community. The Pistons, they call us first every single year, not only because they sing so great, but because they represent their community with such high ethics and high standards. And word spreads. So it has spread and all the way to Hawaii and to Europe. And so I do get a lot of invitations, and we're very fortunate. But they came with really hard work and a lot of learning and growing as students in our choral program.
And so I believe you, because I've seen these students perform. Our viewers might not know how great they are. So let's just roll this clip. I'll give Jared just a second here. We don't have time to let the whole thing go, but let's just roll the clip of your students performing in front of all those people downtown at a Pistons game. Let's watch.
I'm not sure we can hear it.
We can hear it. You might not be able to, but we're hearing it okay. Sorry about All right, Sheryl, I know you might not have been able to hear it, but we could wrap this up, Jared. Thank you. I know you might not have been able to hear it, but they sounded great. And I mean, just watching that video, and chills go down my back because it's so exciting. Not everybody gets that opportunity. And do your students, when they're at Carnegie Hall, when they're at a high school football game with a big crowd, or they're performing at a Pistons game, do they get scared and nervous? Or what's the preamble like?
A couple of them get nervous, not all of them, but nerves is, I talk about that in class. Nerves is just our body's natural way of getting ready to do something really, really special. And so if we didn't have that adrenaline going, we may not perform at the level that they do. No one gets so nervous that they don't enjoy the moment and say, listen, this was a once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime for some of these Laker kids. But this is a moment that I'm going to cherish always.
Well, absolutely great. And Hawaii. So talk a little bit about that invitation and something to look forward to next year. You said performing on an aircraft carrier in Hawaii. Talk about that.
So it's the 70th anniversary of the Vietnam Veterans commemorative parade in Honolulu. And then we have a special invitation to sing on the USS Missouri, or we haven't decided yet, the Visitor Center. My dad was a naval officer in the Vietnam War, so this is really special to me. And we're going to get to go to the Polynesian Cultural Center and just really look at a different culture and represent Michigan in the parade. So we're real excited about that.
Well, it's a great honor, and certainly comes on a really good week for us to be talking about it. It's Honors Convocation Week. And not only will many of your students certainly be receiving some of those honors on Wednesday night when we broadcast all of it live from the auditorium at West Bloomfield High School at 7 o'clock here on Civic Center TV, but of course, there'll be performances during that. So tell us what's going to be happening on Wednesday night.
So Wednesday night is our honors convocation. We invite all seniors in the choir program to come and sing for their peers, and they get to choose the song so that they get to share their idea of saying goodbye to their peers. And the same thing happens at graduation, except for we add the Laker Express to give it a little bit more oomph. And the kids, the senior class, choose their song for graduation, and it's really fun to be a part of that and go through that journey with the seniors.
And it was always a lot of fun pre-COVID when we did the graduation ceremony at the Ice Arena in Plymouth. But I'm telling you, being in Pine Knob is even better. I mean, I thought it was fun. I'd never been on that stage, backstage a couple times, never on stage. And it was so cool last year. We'll get all the technical things made right for you this year. But, for all of us in the audience, and it has to be for you guys on stage, even more exciting to be performing at such an iconic stage.
Yeah, I've seen, big headliners there. So to stand on the same stage as these huge headliners is really fun. And it's a great opportunity to give the kids too.
And Sheryl, before we say so long, this all comes to you honestly. You obviously love to sing yourself, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning, you know where I'm going, right? So last time I saw you perform was with my good friends Byron and Michelle Conselmo at a concert they did over on the east side, the Byron in Motion Band, and you were singing backup vocals and doing all the pop songs of the 60s and the 70s, and that Byron and Michelle sing so well. And that's got to, I know you're doing that for the fun, right?
Oh, it's all fun. It's, I'm 60 years old, so it's the music of when I grew up, and when they invited me to do it, it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be a blast. And it is. They're just a great duo, and we had a wonderful time. And if they ever come back out of retirement, I sure hope I get to do it again.
Yeah, sure. Their last concert. I believe that. Just like the Rolling Stones, the Who, Elton John. Oh, it's the last concert. We're never performing again. I like giving giving them a hard time. Hey, real quickly before we go, with this prestigious music program, I'm sure people in our community who may be watching right now have young ones that are thinking about getting them in at the very earliest level. I assume that starts with choir in elementary, middle school. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, we don't have that in West Bloomfield.
Okay.
We have a choir at the middle school, but I just encourage them to have them sing. You know, kids love to pretend that they're the Little Mermaid, or just keep them singing. And we do have other music programs. We have the strings and the band. That's really good for learning to read music and get their feet wet and sing with their band music. So please, if you have younger kids, you know, we had the opportunity, I think I shared a picture of going to every school at the holiday season and singing for all the elementary kids. And one of the students that was in Lakers this year for the first time he saw Lakers was when they came to his school to sing holiday songs. So we hope those fifth graders and first graders, I have grandchildren now that listen to these concerts, say, please keep them singing.
Well, there's a lot more to what you do than the national anthem on the Friday night football games where thousands of people see the Laker Express. Sheryl, great job. Congratulations. Fantastic year.
Dave.
Enjoy your well-deserved time off this summer. And no letting up. We're expecting big things next year. A trip to Hawaii.
Great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much. Sheryl Hauk, the Fine Arts Coordinator, West Bloomfield School District Choral Director, joining us this morning here in the Splash Live. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with more. Don't go away.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Looking for a midweek meal? Keep the bag lunch at home this summer and enjoy street food in your neighborhood with Food Truck Tuesdays. Enjoy cuisine from around Michigan outside the WB Parks and Recreations Activity Center with different vendor every Tuesday, like Hearth Wooden Fire Pizza. All summer, every Tuesday, Food Truck Tuesday. This community update from Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
All right, good to have you back here on the Splash Live, actually live now. Thank you, Sheryl, for that interview earlier in the week. I wanted to play it again. It was absolutely fantastic what's going on with our music programs in West Bloomfield High School. So, big weekend coming up. Saturday, of course, tomorrow at the Orchard Mall is the 2023 West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Food Truck Rally. And it all kicks off at 11:30 a.m., continues until 9 p.m., and it's really going to be fantastic that we have this event that is going to be going on all day. Weather is going to be absolutely spectacular tomorrow. We're going to have all the food trucks out. There's going to be a lot of fun, entertainment on the stage, lots of things for the kids to do, face painting, a bounce tent, and you can see all the fun right there in the video. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We really look forward to you joining us. Whole community will be there. $5 tickets, that's it. And that $5 ticket is for a family of 4 additional tickets, available for only $1. Where can you get anything for $1 anymore? So that is absolutely great news, and it's going on the Food Truck Rally this weekend in Orchard Mall. And before we say so long, the nod to all of those graduating seniors at West Bloomfield High School and our other schools across our communities celebrating their graduations and getting ready to move on to the next point in their lives and in their careers and in their studies. So it all wraps up for West Bloomfield students with a graduation at Pine Knob, 10 o'clock Sunday. If you can't be there, you haven't been invited to be there, we invite you to join us. We'll have it all live for you beginning at 10 o'clock on Civic Center TV this Sunday. So have a great weekend. Thank you very much for joining me on my TGIF broadcast from Northern Michigan, and we'll see you bright and early back in the studio on Monday right here on Civic Center TV.